On a sunny day in San Antonio, Texas, back in 2011, a young Mr. E sits on the couch with his older brother and plays games on his iPod Touch that he got for Christmas just a few months ago. Frustrated by the fact that he can't beat a level of Angry Birds, he opens a free game he downloaded and is immediately greeted by an ad and an offer. Remove ads, just for 99 cents. This is among the first examples I can think of when I think of the word microtransaction. Microtransactions are a relatively new phenomenon here in the gaming sphere. Unlike DLC, which often adds new content or something cool to a game, microtransactions are more often than not just one-time purchases that do next to nothing. Removing ads, giving the cosmetic gear mentioned last episode, or giving a premium currency are the backbones of these microtransactions. Welcome to Insert Coin. My name is Mr. E, and today I would like to talk about the malice of microtransactions. I'd like to start out this episode by addressing something you might already be thinking. E, what's the difference between a DLC and a microtransaction? They sound like the same thing. That lies in the D of the DLC. Whenever you buy a DLC, you'll usually end up downloading something to go along with your purchase. Microtransactions, most of the time, just add something to your account or your game that's more than likely already installed, just locked behind that paywall. As I said earlier, I think microtransactions are some of the most malicious business practices used to distribute or improve content. Microtransactions on the App Store are the first ones I can think of. You pay $1 and change and it removes ads. Nothing else happens. Alternatively, you pay $5 to make the other buttons on the funny fake drink app or the digital gun app you downloaded function. It's predatory as all hell and really annoying, but unfortunately, it works really well. Microtransactions in video games are functionally the same. You give the game X amount of money, you get a currency or a skin or a character that comes installed with the game when you first got it. The practice can be traced to the gachapon machines over in Japan. For 100 or more so yen, you get a chance at getting a rare toy from a dispenser. It's a neat thing, and speaking from experience, some of the stuff you can get out of the machines are really cool. When I went over in the summer a couple years ago, I got a fair few model kits and just tiny stuff to make whole scenes with. I also got a couple HoloLive buttons. Unfortunately, this would lead to the biggest offender when it comes to microtransactions, the gacha games. Named after those same machines, gacha games are where you spend currency you earn by playing the game on different banners where an extremely rare and powerful character can drop. More often than not, the odds are stacked against the player, with the rarest characters and equipment having a 1% or lower drop rate compared to the more common items. In the game Fate Grand Order, it's less than 1% for anything. Powerful. This type of game hit countries overseas like crack, having the same effect everywhere else when they went international via mobile devices. Games like Fate Grand Order, Puzzles and Dragons, Ark Knights, and Zenless Zone Zero are sucking hundreds of thousands of dollars out of wallets of their players daily for the premium currency to pull characters. And by the looks of it, they'll probably be sticking around for a good long while. It wasn't too long either before this practice infected Western game development. When something's that successful, someone's bound to use it for themselves, and EA capitalized on it through their sports franchises. Games like Madden and FIFA had already been doing this for a while through the Ultimate Team modes, allowing their players to purchase packs of cards that could contain players, equipment, and other items for their team. But in the late 2010s, something truly evil spawned from game developers: the loot box. Unlike gacha banners and Ultimate Team packs, which actually gave you something useful when you spend the currency on them, loot boxes didn't really give anything other than cosmetics. You would earn or buy a loot box and you have the chance to get a rare costume or something for your characters that did absolutely nothing but change the way the character looked. And for a good long while, this scummy practice was everywhere. You couldn't play a game on anything without it somehow offering a loot box to you, and half the time the cosmetics in them weren't even that good. It was legitimately just to entice you to spend more money on the game. Even long-time games like Call of Duty, where skins were a sign of accomplishment and completing challenges, they started offering loot boxes too. That's how bad this whole situation got. No one thought it could get any worse than that, and especially because with these loot boxes, a lot of them were seasonal, so you even had a fear of missing out on a lot of stuff if you didn't get them. Then one company took things a step too far, and in 2017, Electronic Arts released Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now, EA had already become very infamous for just how predatory they were with their microtransactions and loot boxes in FIFA and Madden. You can imagine how furious everyone, Star Wars fans, Battlefront fans, and just gamers who wanted to try a new game were when they opened up Battlefront 2 and realized that core gameplay mechanics had become locked in these loot boxes. Perks you needed to improve your characters were locked in loot boxes that you would earn by playing the game and distributed at random. Someone could have an advantage on you purely because they got lucky and rolled one of the best perks in the game, while you were stuck with these BS perks that everyone else had that did virtually nothing. People were furious, refunding the game, review bombing it, and everything. It was honestly one of the worst times in gaming. Thankfully, someone at EA, or DICE, the head developers for the Battlefront games, had a little bit of common sense and listened to their raging fans. They removed the loot boxes and changed them to where they only had cosmetic stuff that you could even just unlock by playing the game and doing challenges. Perks were rebalanced and made into a level system instead of a loot box system. While the damage had been done, and boy was that damage substantial, they did win back a significant portion of their player base. And even now, the game's still fairly popular. People still play it a good bit, including me. I love myself some Battlefront 2. Eventually, though, the US government stepped in. The Federal Trade Commission ruled that a lot of loot box practices were deemed incredibly predatory, as well as having stuff that would resemble illegal gambling for some. And many developers were threatened with lawsuits and fines if they didn't change that. Games like Fortnite, Overwatch, and many others ended up cutting loot boxes completely, changing over to store systems instead, while others like Counter-Strike Global Offensive added disclaimers that said crates were only offering cosmetics that don't provide a competitive advantage. The FTC even offered refunds to unfortunate gamers who got suckered by loot boxes during this time, and I myself got $200 out of it. While that didn't end the reign of microtransactions completely, it's helped a lot. Microtransactions have since gone back to being what everyone despises, a huge problem in gaming. Much like rigging in arcades, it's a practice that's unfortunately not going to go away. It is just far too profitable compared to just letting people play the game. And while some people have tried to bring back the loot box, looking at you, Overwatch 1.5, everyone else has moved on to a new form of money making. One that was pioneered by a certain building battle royale that we'll get into in the next episode. Hi there, this is Mr. E, your lovable narrator for Insert Coin. Thanks for listening to the current episode. Next up, we're going to talk about the current big offender in gaming monetization, the Season Pass. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Feel free to let me know. But yeah, stick around for the next episode.